Good evening and thanks for joining us on KRDO News Channel 13 at 5 o'clock. I'm Angelica Lombardi. We begin tonight with breaking news. The Colorado Springs Fire Department is on the scene of a house fire on Mount Washington Avenue. Take a look. We have a crew there as we speak. This is a live look at the scene of that fire. Authorities say a 20-year-old man was taken to the emergency room at Memorial Hospital. The victim suffered from cardiac arrest due to smoke inhalation. The fire department did say the man was rescued from the second floor of the duplex house. We do not know what started this fire.
We have investigators right now just arrived on scene, so they'll be investigating that and get back later with what their findings are.
We will, of course, continue to keep you updated as we learn more on this story. Now let's get straight to our other big story of the night. Of course, that weather we are tracking, and KRDO News Channel 13's Michaela White is live out on the roads now, joining us from North Colorado Springs. And Michaela, what is it looking like where you are right now?
Well, Angelica, we are driving south on Highway 83 north of Colorado Springs. There's not a whole lot of accumulation out here yet. We will see the most concentration of snow later tonight up north here, and it will be coming in waves. So tonight, make sure to be aware of moisture on the roads as it gets colder out there. They will freeze, and there will be a danger of ice, black ice, and slick spots. So make sure to take it slow and beware if you're commuting up to Denver. We're expecting the most snow up north here. We're live in El Paso County. Michaela White, KRDO News Channel 13.
Michaela, thank you. And while the winter storm did not hit southern Colorado as hard as expected yet, well, some drivers still had some difficulty this morning. Take a look. This is what driving conditions looked like near Pueblo earlier today. As you can see, the snow was sticking to the roads, giving drivers a challenge. We also saw a couple of accidents and slide-offs.
The interstate was actually pretty clear, but there's pockets of visibility. It's pretty bad once you get out of Fountain. It goes off and on. And the off-ramp, too, is pretty crazy. It's pretty slick and slushy.
As always, keep plenty of distance between yourself and the car in front of you. Drivers also cited rocks and debris kicking back on their windshields this morning. Let's take a live look now outside. You can see I-25 in Briargate. Looks like no snow falling there quite yet. Looking like the roads might be starting to get a little wet, though. Of course, let's check in now with Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Nick Carter. Nick, you've been tracking these changes for quite some time now.
Yeah, and it's waves of light snowfall that we're seeing, Angelica. Just as Michaela was telling us, on the north end of town, that's where we had our last big wave of snowfall. It's moving up into the Denver area, but here's another band of light snowfall over Pueblo, and that's going to be moving up to the north, and it's going to be closing in on the Colorado Springs area here very shortly. It's the secondary roads that haven't been as well treated with the mag chloride, where the CDOT crews went, that we're really concerned, because again, you get into higher ground between Colorado Springs and Castle Rock. This is all high ground over the Palmer Divide. That's where the temperatures are the coldest. That's where you actually get upslope with this type of a storm system, so you get a little bit of an accumulation. It doesn't take much, only about an inch of snowfall, but it's very, very icy on some of the roads. Same thing as you take a look along Highway 50 here. Here's La Junta, there's Colorado City, and here's the next batch of snow. It's actually coming up from the southeast. The center of the storm is well to our south, but it's sending little waves of moisture our way, and now our temperatures are just at or below freezing. So again, those roads are going to start getting slick, especially those roads that are not on the interstate. 32 degrees is what we have here in Colorado Springs. It's 33 in Canyon City, 34 in Pueblo, 28 in Walsenburg, 31 degrees in Telluride. This is a view from Lamar. Gray skies, wet roads, but again, another wave of snow expected, and all across the southeastern plains we have that winter storm warning in effect until 11 o'clock tomorrow. Big concerns for snow between Trinidad and the New Mexico state line. Ice from La Junta to Springfield. For Colorado Springs and Pueblo, just about 1 to 2 inch accumulations at the most, but concern along the I-25 corridor. It'll be milder midweek, and we'll talk about that too during our Storm Tracker 13 forecast. Angelica?
All right, thank you, Nick. Now on to this evening's crime tracker. A man is recovering in the hospital after suffering a gunshot wound. It happened around 6:30 last night in the 900 block of South Chelton Road. Officers responded to reports of a shooting. Police say when officers arrived, they found a man who had been shot. The victim was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police are now investigating the cause of that shooting. Colorado Springs police are investigating a 3-car accident that sent 7 people to the hospital early this morning. The accident happened near the intersection of Academy and Constitution around 2:30. Police say one driver, 23-year-old Daniel Aaron Simpson, fled on foot but was arrested for vehicular assault this afternoon. A total of 7 people were taken to nearby hospitals. Police say 2 of the victims are in serious condition and the other 5 were treated and released. The intersection was reopened around 9 o'clock. Well, it's the final countdown to Inauguration Day, but controversy continues to dog the new administration. This weekend, Donald Trump engaging in a war of words with a civil rights icon, while Democratic lawmakers rally Americans to save Obamacare. ABC's Gloria Riviera has more.
In Washington, rehearsals underway, just 5 days to go before Donald Trump's inauguration. But in other cities across the country, thousands rallied against the president-elect's campaign promises, mainly the push to repeal the Affordable Care Act.
Their plan is to make America sick again.
The latest Gallup poll shows just 44% of Americans approve of how Trump is handling the transition, a huge drop from President Obama in 2009 and President Bush in 2001. Also this weekend, Trump's team forced to answer questions about his Twitter feud with Congressman and civil rights icon John Lewis.
I was deeply disappointed to see someone of his stature question the legitimacy of Donald Trump's election.
The congressman is sitting out Friday's inauguration because he believes the Russians helped get Trump elected.
I don't see this president-elect as a legitimate president.
Trump called Lewis all talk, 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 no action. Some Democrats say Trump is a hypocrite.
We all remember that Trump was one of the leaders of the so-called birther movement, trying to delegitimize the presidency of our first African-American president.
That issue's been resolved for years now.
He didn't stop raising those questions until late in this campaign, not 2 years.
But look, George, that's not the point. The point is not where Barack Obama was born. The point is that we've got congressmen on the Democratic side of the aisle that are questioning the legitimacy of President-elect Trump.
Plenty of work to do before celebrations begin. Gloria Riviera, ABC News, Washington.
Also this weekend, the current CIA director called out the new commander-in-chief over his comments about the intelligence community, saying Trump should take the opportunity to do something about national security as opposed to talking and tweeting. And still to come, tragedy out of Tennessee. Police say a teen admitted to shooting and killing 2 others last night. The motive next. Plus, what's called the greatest show on earth is now coming to an end. Find out why an iconic circus is saying bye for good.